So, after seeing all this drama unfold, I really felt the need to make a video about this subject. Mainly because of the unacceptable levels of lies and deceit about this. It seems like everyone is out to get Milo. There are numerous claims on sites like The Guardian, which you can see on the screen right now, claiming multiple things without actually having any evidence to show for it. An example of this is this part of the article, which I found to be very interesting to say the least. The Breitbart writer, who previously appointed himself a star of the digital trash fire known as Gamergate, has been a peddler of inarguable hate speech. Beyond just speech though, he scantily built smear campaigns that incited his followers to dogpile other users, usually women and people of color, until the targets could no longer use social media constructively. So, let's look at his message for a second, right? Has been a peddler of inarguable hate speech. Inarguable hate speech. So if you really feel like this is unarguably hate speech, then why don't you put an example so I can argue about it? Because now there is no argument. You're just pulling something out of your ass, you know? Stop doing that. It's annoying. One last part I would like to talk about in this message is the ending. And it says, until the targets could no longer use social media constructively. Well, you know, this is just a big facepalm moment because this does not make any sense at all. People are either able to use it or not. And if some kind of celebrity is receiving a lot of hate, you know, she shouldn't be crying. She shouldn't be saying, oh, I'm not able to use it constructively anymore. Shut the fuck up, cunt. You are putting yourself out there. You are the one saying, I want all this fame. I want all this money. I want all these acting gigs, you know. Shut the fuck up. Don't come here and tell me I can't be free on the internet because you are too weak to take the heat. If you can take it, get the fuck out. There are many other people which would happily take your place. Not to say that Milo has done nothing wrong. He probably has. You know, he's not in the spotlight for no reason. But whatever is being said right now about him being racist, about him citing this whole mob mentality onto Leslie, it just doesn't seem to be true. I've looked into it, and of course there are some provocative tweets out there from Milo, but nothing like this kind of behavior. Milo is a provocative conservative faggot that feminists see in their nightmares. He is very well spoken, never afraid of political correctness, and as far as I can see, actually always willing to debate as well. To further illustrate this, here's a small fragment of Milo to show what I mean.
In 48 hours, I received 165 pages of Twitter abuse, including about 20 rape and death threats, including unpleasant comments about my appearance, lots and lots of those.
Because of what you said to Milo over here?
Well, not because, I mean, many of them were from Milo, and many of them were egged on by him, many of them were encouraged by him, many people were retweeting him, you know, my head photoshopped onto unattractive bodies, this kind of thing, pictures of me manipulated to look horrible or whatever. And the fact is that I'm not the first or the last person to have been on the receiving end of this kind of onslaught. And these are not people questioning what I'd said. From Milo and from a group of people that he supports and encourages. And, you know, if I was in that situation and supporters of mine were to do this kind of thing, I would, of course, turn around and say, hey, this is not cool, this is not okay. But instead of which, you know, egged on by a community of a deep-rooted misogynists, this is the world that we now live in. And it's not just me, lots and lots of women have been affected by this, including teenagers, including women from all around the world.
Okay, Milo.
It's about time we addressed it.
What have you turned into? What have you turned into?
I used to be such a nice young man.
Well, you did. You're a kind of Führer of the Furious now.
How can you
You're sort of Major General of misogyny.
It's hard to believe, isn't it, that this...
well, why have your army reacted like that? You can't support those comments.
No, of course not. But here's the thing. I understand why Kate doesn't understand how fame works, but I do. And the thing is, you know, I'm not particularly interested in a professional provocateur who goes out and says deliberately outrageous things, like I do, turning around and then playing the victim when she doesn't like ridicule or criticism afterwards.
I don't say anything outrageous.
Ridicule, let me finish. I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish, so stop. You know,
no.
After she lost the debate, as feminists very often do these days, because they don't have facts on their side, you know, she turned around and she did what feminists always do, which is confect a sob story. Now, Kate is, like me, a professional provocateur, but only one of us plays the victim afterwards. Now, it's interesting, you know, if we get back to the question, it's interesting that, you know, that it's even being framed like this at all, because what the research shows, the Pew Global data from 2014 shows, is that actually it's men who get more abuse online than women. It is men who get more death threats, it's men who get more violent threats. The only thing that women beat men men at, and this is Pew Global data, is the gold standard of research. The only thing that women beat men in is cyber stalking. And guess what? A lot of the people doing the stalking are other women. What social media shows isn't that men hate women, it's that women hate everyone.
Okay.
And that women are the
wait.
Let me just finish this. Let me finish this point. I promise
That's
I'll be quick.
an outrageous thing to say.
I'm going to qualify. I'm going to explain what I mean by that, right?
It's amazing.
Not only are men, not only. I'm going to get to you, Connie.
Okay, explain that to my 4 daughters. What you just said.
Not only.
Take the camera off it.
Not only.
Outrageous.
This is,
Not only.
Free speech.
Not only.
Speech doesn't mean that it's not outrageous.
Well, we'll talk about your free speech about Tim Hunt in a minute. Not only are men the primary victims.
This is the man who
Not only are men the primary victims of this, but women are the primary perpetrators.
Wait, let him finish.
Now, it's interesting, isn't it?
Why should we let him finish?
How much time are you giving?
Okay.
How much time are you giving him?
Connie.
This I found to be a very good clip to show everyone what Milo is usually up against. Women screeching over him because their feelings are hurt, and this whole Twitter debacle is exactly because of this type of woman. Not able to critically discuss anything fact related, and therefore falling back on shaming tactics and playing the victim. I'm guessing most people, just like me, actually had no idea who Leslie Jones was before the Ghostbusters movie. Leslie Jones is a comedian that also rolled into acting, like often happens these days. Unlike Milo, who was actually accused of these things and permanently banned by Twitter, Leslie Jones hasn't had anything happen to her account. Although even a quick search comes up with tons of racist tweets she made, some of which you can see on the screen now, mainly but not secluded to white people. Remember, I've left out a few of the worst because apparently many have been claiming that these tweets have been fabricated, and I don't want to mislead anyone by using fake tweets. Concluding on Leslie, I think it's very easy to see that she has major double standards and probably isn't even aware of this. She herself is a comedian that plays a racial stereotype and therefore often incorporates racism in what she does. As I've shown, even out of character, she can say very racist things, especially to white people. So what I fail to understand is why Leslie is getting so upset over people comparing her to, for example, Harambe. This is exactly what she plays into, being the racial stereotype she is. And of course I do not condone this kind of behavior and racism, although I must admit, I do see some visual similarities between Harambe and Leslie Jones. I really believe that this is a turning point for Twitter. They are going down a road from which they cannot come back. This is because Twitter has decided to actually ban someone for speaking up. Because this is what Milo did. He spoke up about a bad movie made to push a very obvious feminist agenda, which almost nobody wants to hear about. After my research and seeing the tweets in question, I'm convinced that this is a very unjust ban and should be revoked. Milo is not guilty of racism and inciting a mob mentality versus Leslie Jones. I thank you all for watching my second video and see you next time.